YouTube, good to see you. Welcome back to the channel. Thanks for visiting. It's Sorry BTR, Colin, your Game Pass guru. Listen, have you been waiting for a game that puts you into the shoes of a flightless crow? You collect the souls of the newly dead while using an umbrella as a melee weapon and firing a bow that charges from violence? If so, that's fucking weird. But fortunately for you, new to Game Pass from Devolver Digital is the game that will finally quench your thirst for this oddly specific type of game, Death's Door. Let's just get straight into the bones of this thing because for me, personally, there is not much meat here. Start this video off by showing you just the slightest of spoilers. Before the story proper even starts, if you follow this little guide that I have here, you'll find yourself the umbrella. Don't swing your sword at all before you pick up the umbrella, and if you use that as the melee weapon through the entirety of the game, you'll earn yourself a nice achievement. Now, I will say Zelda was a fine game, and I can understand the people who like Shovel Knight, but I never felt like I needed the two of those games to have a child who was raised in a dungeon by demon souls, but that's exactly what we have on our hands here. I find this a hard game to get into because it is so not my style that I should probably see what people who like this genre think. But I won't. I'm just gonna give my opinion. You play as... Actually, I don't think old Crowy here has a name, so we'll just go with old Crowy. He works in the collection department, going through gates and collecting the souls his job requires in order to keep going. His first assigned soul is from that demon that we killed, and instead of collecting it, we get bonked in the head. That's the story. Someone stole the soul that we were there to claim, and I don't know. I guess we're gonna go try to get it back, but the flower children are, I don't know, dude. I don't know. The creatures in the land of the living must die, and it's our job to make sure that happens. Let's just say from the outset, this game does have a very pleasant aesthetic. However, it's a traditional dungeon crawl. We kill a bunch of shit in the room, move to the next room, and die. Then walk back through the first room, kill the shit that killed us, and then go to the next area, which just opens a new route back to the first room that we walked through, and then we go in a different direction just to die in that new room. The controls are fine. There's nothing exciting being done by old Crowy here, so as long as your thumbstick has full rotation or your WASD keys work, you'll move. Swipe some enemies, collect souls, try to figure out who robbed you. Look, let's do full disclosure here. I didn't even get close to beating this game. I made it to fighting a house. Well, that's wrong. That sounds weird. That makes it sound like this is just an absolute nonsense game. I made it to fighting a castle and died like 20 times, having literally no fun. I don't think that's the game's fault by any means, but I did not enjoy this. The game looks fine, but I find myself so much more interested in games with some sort of narrative push or focus or, thanks to this channel, something more zen. And this game doesn't hit any of those points for me. It's so much wandering and it's so much returning to places you've already been, and I just feel like dragging a game out for the sake of making it long rather than having the purpose is just archaic in 2022. We've come beyond this. Move forward. But that's just my opinion, and I'm literally nobody. I won't overstate how great I think the game looks. I really like the aesthetic, and I've got to tell you that I find it overall quite charming. In total honesty, by the time I'd hit a couple hours into the game, I really would have rather switched and played something different, but being in the food service industry, my schedule makes filming, scripting, and editing these videos to be very challenging. So I stayed with what I started with. Shooting, teleporting enemies, wandering through caves, which just led me back to a pathway I had already been on. I can't say that there's anything actually wrong with this game. I just don't like it. It's a game, oh man, I just didn't enjoy. If you watch this and the blood-soaked aesthetic gave you an itch that my disagreeable statements didn't line up with, or if you're the person from the intro who has just been jonesing to play as a flightless crow collecting souls, then that's super dope. And I'm glad this game is on Game Pass for you. Give it a go. Enjoy. I hope it's your favorite ever. For me, though, I think I'll probably not continue with this one. I'll be honest, there's no shot I continue with this one. Thus ends the tale of old Crowy, doomed to wander eternally in the graveyard of deleted games. At least for me, that's it. That's the video. Thank you for joining for another week. Tell me what is wrong with me that this game has over 80% Metacritic and I want it done from the start. What am I missing? What's wrong? Am I broken as a gamer? Am I missing the point here? Thank you so much. Please, if you have not yet, feel free to subscribe. Hit that thumbs up button. Have you rung the bell? All the other YouTuber things to say. All my links are in the description down below. Thank you so much for allowing me to Sherpa you up the mountain of Game Pass. I am Colin, your Game Pass guru, and we'll see ya